Alright everyone, Enchanter Tim here with Duelist Community College, and as you can see I am bringing to you a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. So this came about because Blue Eyes had always been one of my favorites since the beginning of my stint in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when the game first came out, and I sort of messed up and sold my 3 Forbidden Droplets, which I sort of needed for my zombie deck. So I ended up creating this, and we'll be using it at today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event at my locals. Hopefully it'll do pretty well, because most people don't expect anyone to play Blue Eyes, so hopefully you can sneak in and get some sneaky, cheeky wins, huh? Alright, let's dive right in though. So first, of course, we have the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Of course, a staple and very much needed in every Blue Eyes build. It makes sense. From there, we go to 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons. It cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon. In your hand, you can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it is on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. However, when you do that, this card cannot attack the turn that you activated that effect. From there, we go to 1 Chaos Dragon Levianeer. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 light and or 3 dark from your graveyard. When summoned this way, you can activate this effect, apply the following effect based on the attributes of the monsters banished for the special summon. Also, the card cannot attack for the rest of the turn. If you banished only light, special summon 1 monster from your graveyard in defense position. Only dark, you shuffle 1 random card from your opponent's hand into their deck. If you banish both light and dark, you can destroy up to 2 cards on the field. You can only activate the effect of Chaos Dragon Levianeer once per turn. Next, we have 1 Starliege Seafurt. You can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand and or face up field to the graveyard to add 1 dragon monster from your deck to your hand, whose level equals the total original levels of the monsters sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 8 light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard to add it to your hand. You can only activate each effect of Starliege Seafurt once per turn. Next, we have 1 copy of Dragon Spirit of White. This card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. This card is treated as a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, banish it during either player's turn. If your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute this card. Special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. After that, we got 3 White Stone of Ancients. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can then banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of the White Stone of Ancients once per turn. Now with that one, you normally never want to use the second effect right away, because if you do, then you don't get access to the first effect. Next, we have 1 copy of the White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Next, 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner monster from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. You could discard this card, then target 1 effect monster you control and send it to the graveyard, and if you do special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, you can only use this effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn. And next, we have 1 copy of Maiden with Eyes of Blue. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate that attack, and if you do, change the battle position of this card. Then you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard during either player's turn. When a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, except during the damage step, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use 1 Maiden with Eyes of Blue effect per turn, and only once that turn. Next, we have 2 copies of Nebula Dragon. You can reveal this card in 1 other level 8 dragon monster in your hand, special summon both in defense position, but negate their effects. Also, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except light or dark dragon monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 4 light or dragon monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Nebula Dragon once per turn. And then last for the monster lineup, 3 copies of King of the Swamp. This card can be used as a substitute for any 1 fusion material whose name is specifically listed on the fusion monster card, but the other fusion materials must be correct. You can discard this card to the graveyard and add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. And now we go into the rest of the deck. 1 copy Monster Reborn, target 1 monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it. 1 copy of Dragon's Mirror, fusion summon 1 dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. Then 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. Target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If a dragon type monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. And then 3 copies of Trade-In. Discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Then 3 copies of the Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard 1 card, add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Then we have the 3 polymerizations. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. Then last spell, 1 card's Consonance. Discard 1 dragon type tuner monster with 1,000 or less attack and draw 2 cards. And then the last 3 cards to make the 40 card deck, 3 copies of Solemn Strike. When a monster or monsters would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500 life, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And now on to the extra deck. 1 copy, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. During either player's turn, you contribute the Synchro summoned card, special summon 1 light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and destroy it during the end phase of this turn. 1 copy of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. If this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters you currently control. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effect. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon. So it gives itself the protection needed to not be destroyed by the effect of Blue Eyes White Spirit. Another target you could use would be Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. If this card is special summoned or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. You can only use this effect of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon once per turn. Cloud Castle, very useful. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 9 monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster. Level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn they are normal or special summoned. Plus just another 3k booty wall. From there we do have 2 copies of the Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. If this card, however, was fusion summoned using a monster whose original name is Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon as material, you can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead. This card cannot attack, however, the turn you activate that effect. Then we have 1 copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control, and this fusion summon card attacked, you can send 1 Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Then this card can attack again in a row. You can use the effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, you get to destroy that card. 1 copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Essentially this card, you can either contact fuse, so you don't need polymerization, or you can use polymerization to fuse 2 Blue Eyes monsters into the Blue Eyes Twin Burst. It can also attack up to 2 monsters per turn, but that means it can only attack the 2 monsters. Can't actually attack a monster and then attack the player. It can also not be destroyed by battle, so attack into something that has the same attack. Very useful. And then if it attacks something and cannot, actually destroy it because it has a higher attack, then it gets destroyed at the end of the battle. Not the Blue Eyes Twin Burst, but the monster that it attacked. Alright, next we have 1 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Monsters you control cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn, except for this card. Also, take control of the targeted monster until the end phase. But while this effect is applied, it has its effects negated. Its attacks become 3,000, and also its name becomes Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. From there, we have 1 Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. You can also XYZ summon this card by using a Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster you control as an XYZ material, except for Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. XYZ materials attached to that monster also become materials attached to this card. Once per turn, you can target up to 2 equipped cards equipped to this card. attach them to this card as XY material. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one face-up card your opponent controls to destroy it. Then, of course, we have the one number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a spell card or effect is activated on the field, you can negate that effect, and if you do, attach that card to this card as material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from this card, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation. If a face-up XYZ monster you control is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can target one face-up XYZ monster you control. It gains attack equal to that destroyed monster's original attack. Then, of course, we also play number 97, Draglubian. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can detach one material from this card, take two dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard, except number 97. You special summon one of them and attach the other to it as material, and for the rest of this turn you cannot special summon other monsters or declare an attack except with that special summon monster. You can only use the effect of number 97 once per turn. And then we have the number 100, Numeron Dragon. Once per turn you can detach one material from this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all XYZ monsters currently on the field times 1000 until the end of your opponent's next turn. When this card is destroyed by card effect, you destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, minimum of one. Then each player sets one spell trap from their graveyard to their field when an opponent's monster declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard and you have no cards in your hand. You can special summon this card. And then we have one Relinquished Anima. I'm running this one instead of Link Karibo like I used to, just because it's funny, and if you can actually pull it off, a lot of people get very mad. You can target one face-up monster this card points to equip that face-up monster to this card. You can only use this effect of Relinquished Anima once per turn. This card gains attack equal to that equipped monsters. And then the last card, Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Once per opponent's turn, if this card is in the extra zone, you can tribute one monster from your hand or field, return one face-up card on the field to the hand. If this card is tribute, special summon one dragon monster from your hand or deck and make it attack 0/0. You can only use the effect of Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres once per turn. Alright everyone, so that is the entire deck. I do have a little bit of video with testing this deck, so I'll be including that after if you want to see it. But if not, you know, hey, thanks for watching this far. And as always guys, peace.